Peace. We back for episode 113. I hope this will be a great show today. And you can help make it a great show. Just come on the podcast and talk. Let your voice be heard. Stop letting me speak for you. Speak for yourself. We all have a voice. Let's use it. And I'll get into that. Let me check and see what's going on YouTube. Did it boot up? Give me a second. All right, we good. Um, yeah. What I was trying to say is that we can make companies give us the game we want, and we gotta stop going after each other. There are people in this community that are snakes, crabs, or whatever else you want to call them, and their thing is they try to knock down anybody else that got ideas about the, the sport of boxing. And you can't get mad at people for wanting what they want. And my thing is, I'm for the whole community. I'm for the people that want a casual game, a hybrid game, and a hardcore mode. Stop making a billion excuses for these developers. Anything that I ask for can be done, and I can prove it. So stop with this back and forth, like attacking. People like make it their job to attack what I say, because you're not attacking me. If it make you feel good attacking me, do what you got to do. But you just looking like a fool. Um, yeah, everything we want in the game, we all got to come together and speak as one unit. That's what this show is all about. We may have other conversations that we might stick on undisputed. Everything that I say on this show is based on what we want in a boxing video game, not undisputed. All boxing games. The people that's thinking about making boxing game, the people are actually working on boxing games. I'm trying to bring awareness that there are fans out there that want more. They want better. And the thing is, it's so many things that they try to with the developers and the mods and all that they have in the discords and on Reddit and stuff like that. They like try to divide us, and then they had to try to make these illusions. They don't know what they're talking about. That can't be done. But I can make examples. I can show you games that use examples. And yeah, I got something that I got to say. If you want a truly realistic boxing game, and we gotta be honest with ourselves. Unity is good for what it's good for, but Unreal Engine, like when you do the research on it, is actually the more top tier engine. Let me see. Salute May for coming in. Sure are people like that. It sucks. You can't have an opinion and valid discourse. I I attack the argument, not the person, but a lot of people worry about being right. Exactly. Exactly. Even when there is no right in the situation. Exactly. Exactly. You said it's 100% what you're saying. It's true. Let me get more people in here. Appreciate you, May, for popping in. Just popping in is just as good as standing here listening to us go back and forth about stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to get some people from Twitter, X in here. Yeah, my computer's slow. Yeah, it's just like we be arguing about some of us. Some of us be arguing about some of the craziest things that really that can be added that can be added as options. Their thing is they don't want options. No, we want to force people to do this and do that. Yo, what's up with that dictator mentality? I don't even do that, even though I like realistic sim gameplay. That's what I want. But I would not go and be like, hey, you gotta play that way. No. Options. That's what sell a product. It's like you have a store, you might have stuff that everybody can eat or use. But then you got stuff that only adults can use. It's okay to have something for everybody. But the thing is, when people are being forced to play something they don't want to play, especially when they were entrapped with an illusion. They thought they were getting a certain game, and then when the product came out, they felt like that. And then they got to make themselves believe that, well, maybe by me buying this game, the game will get better. It never got better. Now everybody got the illusion that Undisputed 2 is going to be the best game ever. Not if they're thinking like this. So what do people think about them making a new game with the same thought patterns that they got for this game? Because they kind of don't see nothing wrong with the game. They think instead of fixing this game and then moving on to another game is a better idea. No, you fix this game and fans, you see how fans, be like, thank you for fixing the game. And then you like build up your fan base again. Then you move over to part 2. But not in a mix. You don't be like, well, we're going to fix a little bit on Undisputed 1, and then we just going to give them part 2. How can you trust you? We can't trust you. Some people don't care. They're like, Poe, you shouldn't even. Oh, Lamont Davis, what's up, my guy? You popped up in here. Let me see what popped up in here. It's 2026. Everything can be toggle options. Exactly. It's no excuse. The thing is, they're trying to force fans to accept certain things. It's easier to make certain games. Like if you want an arcade game, it's easier than a hardcore game. But technically, it's not if you have the right people in place. Let me see. Same brother, I play sim or die, but would never tell others they have to. Exactly. Plus, you need all options for growth of a game or to not pigeonhole yourself. Exact 100%. What's up, E-Boxing Champions? Says salute, Poe. And Chad, I agree. Options are best for the player base, but worse for the devs. It takes more work. That's the thing. They don't put the right people in place because if you get like 3 or 4 devs, they focus on the options, and the other devs deal with the other parts of development. But they keep making it more like we can't do this and we can't do that. It can be done. Yeah, you can't do it because they didn't add the right people and you can learn from them. Let me see. Made 365. How you doing, my guy? That's what E-Boxing Champion said. Picked up a shift at the office and I'm salty. Rather be boxing. Blaster X, salute for you popping in. Those players won't know what they aren't aware of. No dev team studios can take advantage of that. Yeah, because this is my thing right here. And see, I always think, that's why I be telling y'all with the psychology stuff, I try not to get too deep into it, but books and stuff like that. Even though I don't look like I'm the most intelligent person ever, but trust me, I am. I'm just not a talker. That's why you might see me stuttering or all that. I love big words and everything like that. But I'll be like, because I'm not a people person. It used to freak me out when I was in the boxing ring and I looked out and I see crowd of people looking at me. I'm like, wow. I said, I hope this don't distract me. So I had to focus. Like when I start boxing, I had to make sure that I left the crowd out of my mind. I just like blocked them out. Let me see. Gotta do it sometimes. No rest for the wicked. Yup. Hold up, man. What you mean no rest for the wicked? Yo, what you call it? Made wicked? No, I'm playing with you. I know what you mean. EBC. You know that whole time I was up there, he kept saying EBC. I'm like, is he saying ESBC? And he just missing the S. And then I'm looking. I mean, I see what he mean. Um, that line of my favorite sports. No, my favorite games. No rest for the wicked. Oh, okay, okay. No, let go, Poe. Get deep. No, I don't like getting too deep into psychology because a lot of people they'll be like, "Oh, what you saying?" But when I that's why Brizzo wouldn't do the interview because he knows that the way I say certain things, I could get Brizzo to tell me his life story. Because I used to be talking to, I make him comfortable, and we all start talking like we friends, and there's no worry in the world, and then boom, you telling me everything I ain't supposed to know. Ash did that. I was like, Ash, man, don't tell me nothing. Don't tell me nothing. It turns people off. Yeah, so yeah, I'm as it does. Like when I start talking about certain things, like start dealing with psychology or anything like that, people feel like you're actually talking to them about stuff, but it's not. It's definitely not. Me, I like reading people too. You look at people behavior and patterns and stuff. I'll sit there all day. I go downtown North and I'm looking and studying people. That I used to get a kick out of that, just studying people. Then the next day I'll see the person and I see that they do the same thing over and over and over. I just do the patterns. I watch a person. And that was one of my things in boxing. You watch a person pattern and you can see you're gonna see that they do the same thing over and over again, and boom, you catch them in between that pattern and switch up. Let me see. Oh yeah, I got some things I want to read through a little bit, and it might get some people angry because it's about Unity and Unreal Engine. A lot of people keep saying Unity and Unreal Engine, there's really no big difference between them. But if you really look under the hood, Unreal Engine is a deeper engine than Unity. It's a deeper engine. And it's a lot of things that Unreal Engine can't do that Unity can do. And it's not vice versa. You can't be like, it's a lot of things that Unreal Engine, I mean, that Unity could do in Unreal. Nah, it don't it doesn't they don't switch up like that. Let me read this. I'm gonna read a post that I was working on. This no, let me see. Yeah, I was talking about if sports no as if boxing as a sport disappeared tomorrow, would a realistic boxing game sell? And will its audience accept that? It whatever a company gives them. All right, this how I set it up. Now, if boxing stopped being a thing, and I already got the whole synopsis, synopsis of it, because if boxing stopped today, or let's say it stopped last year or before Steel City made a game, if it just stopped in general, it's going to still sell well because the thing is, because that's the excuse people use. Boxing not doing that well, so a boxing game not going to sell. That's not how things go with sports games. If baseball stopped yesterday, fans would still buy a baseball game. If a basketball game stopped it being a thing, fans would buy it. It's just that we already have what basketball was. We had what baseball was. If boxing stopped, we know what boxing was. So you're going to get people, maybe the casual fans like now will not accept it at first, but the hardcore fans and sports fans, they will buy it. It will do the same numbers if it's realistic, the mechanics there and everything. Casual fans, recognition versus quality. Casual players usually buy sports games to fight with or against stars they know, Ali, Tyson, Mayweather, Pacquiao, etc. Casual fans don't know that many boxers. They just know the ones that they hear people talk about, and then they try to be fans of them. But if they're not really like out there, they don't know them. So who really going to be buying these boxing games? Who really supports boxing games in the long term? It's going to always be the hardcore fans, the people that you keep ostracizing. It's crazy. You said, no, casual fans is going to give you the upfront money. And that's not going to be enough to survive because the casual fans going to give you that one-time money, but the hardcore fans will keep supporting the game long term. So who is more important? Is it really the casual fans? I'm just trying to understand that. It don't make sense. Is the casual fans really more important, or is it the hardcore and the sports fans? Let me see what y'all saying. Look for vids related to being able to work with Unity on Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, I did some search. That pattern recognition is probably what makes great box. Exactly, it does. A lot of guys do things automatically without realizing it. Exactly. That's what you constantly do stuff over and over again. It may get boring and stuff like that. I didn't know at first. I wasn't really paying attention to it. But my uncle said, when what you do all the time, you do it without thinking. When you spar all the time, because I used to love sparring. So what I'm doing every time in sparring, that's when I'm gonna transfer over to a real fight. Downloading data. SCI should have an announcement ready for now. Yeah, that's crazy. They should have brought the new year in with an announcement. It makes sense. That's why I say, hey, I know y'all might be listening. Your marketing is trash. Yeah, I mean, Steel City, your marketing is trash. I don't care who it is. They're trash. They're very much, they trash. They trash. Making me mad though. But yeah, and your the people that's promoting the game, trash. Even though I know Turkey is helping, but he's not helping. He know he even know this game is a failure, that the game is trash. And I'm saying it respectfully. You know, hey, it's people still playing the game, I know, but I'm speaking for myself and those that understand what I'm saying. Unreal Engine is the leasing engine now. Not saying best, just leading. Exactly, it is. E-boxing champions say realistic boxing games are marketing tools for the sport of boxing, like other sports games or marketing tools for their sports. Exactly. And the thing is, they trick us with the word realistic. Now, Still City, they tricked us with realistic sim. They said it in videos. I got it. And then we'll start changing it because when you say authenticity, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be realistic. Everything going to be realistic in the game. Okay, let me see. Maid said, haven't gotten to dig into what's going on too much yet, but it looks like Unity and Epic may be working on something together. Unity devs may be able to work through Unity 5 and something. Got to do more research. I thought Epic was happy with Unreal Engine because that's what the Fortnite series is on. And that's crazy. Will used to work at Epic and he didn't recommend Unreal Engine immediately. I know that they were looking out for aimbot because that's not what he know. And forgive me if you went to school to learn Unreal Engine. I don't know, but I know he was proficient in Unity. Let me see. Casual pick, casual quick bucks. Hardcore gamers are retention and long term. Exactly, it makes sense for because the way people are today, they're not going to accept. You think that the hardcore fans going to be like, "Hey, it's a boxing game. I'm gonna play it regardless." They're not. Them casual games like Mike Tyson Punch Out and all that, they do not sell anymore. They do not sell. Now you got to trick people. And my thing is, this is what y'all got to do. Y'all got to speak up. Like, hey, we're going to sue you because you forced advertising stuff. What's up, Mike? Mike Adams. The marketing is trash. The promotion is trash. Turkey just wanted to position himself. They even released Fatal Fury again. Yeah, but that fan base is that fan base. They ain't got nothing to do with boxing. No, when Turkey was talking to, I keep forgetting his name. He has an African name, and I keep forgetting it. But they were talking. Turkey wanted to really be involved in this game, and Steel City pushed them out. Or somebody in the Steel City recommended that we don't have Turkey Alex Sheik, which is the stupidest thing in the world. And that makes you think that they sabotaged this company. Let me see. You know who it is. You know who it is, Mike Adams. Let me see. I hope Undisputed 2 takes out the horrible lean back mechanics. Exactly. It shouldn't be that far back, and there should be a time for it. There should be a timeout for it. Epic is extremely happy with Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, they are. I'm saying to your point about different between Unity and Unreal. Okay. Wilkinson is the enemy of the undisputed game. Man, that joke is the enemy of boxing. It's like he pretending that he like boxing. He like he done changed up. I'm a hardcore boxing fan, and that is the only reason I play this trash game undisputed. I be seeing people saying that. They be telling me that. They be saying, man, I'm a boxing fan, but hey, we ain't got the I can't do it. I can't do it. I'll be on here like B, so I'll be worse because my thing is I'll be always saying something about the mechanics. And when people be saying, Poe, what's going to satisfy you if the game was fixed? If it was what ESBC was, that would satisfy me. Why should I accept something I don't want to? I don't even think I played Cowboys and Indians because they was fake. My brother used to play all the army men and stuff like that. But I'm letting y'all know how old I am. No, I meant okay. Let me see. He even put friends as characters in Fatal Fury. Oh yeah. I remember him saying something like they was gonna do that. Studios got to remember what made classic games. They support both crowds. Exactly. And that thing is they trying to make the fan base be larger by just having it online and stuff like that. They try. That's why I keep telling everybody they're being slick because it's easier for them to make the game off of their own computer, off their own server. So they didn't really want to sell this at first, but they know they would have lost a lot of fans. But that thing companies trying to force everybody to play digitally. And my thing is if you force fans to play a game digitally, you shouldn't charge them the same price. Because to me, when something is being copied off of something, it should be way less. Video PC games usually are less in price than the hardcore games. You said Fatal Fury looks like hot garbage. Studios got to. Oh, I read that. Now let me finish reading this blog right quick. Um, let me see. All right, casual fans recognition versus quality. Casual fans usually buy sports games to fight with or against stars they know, Ali, Tyson, Mayweather, Pacquiao, etc. If a game has 600 boxers, but most casuals only recognize 10 or 15 of them, the sheer quality should be overwhelming and even alienating. See, that showed like, let's say Steel City added 600 boxers to the game. Casual fans gonna say, I don't know this guy. I don't want him in the game. They literally said it. Even if they ain't paid for the boxer, if he was free to the game, they will say, I don't care about that boxer. He shouldn't be in the game. But you taking away from the hardcore fans. You taking the kid away from the people that know these boxers. Especially if they add the boxers in the game and they fight exactly according to the boxers. Exactly if they had exactly the right mechanics in the game, that you enjoy the game. It feel like you're watching a real boxing match. They're doing everything they're supposed to do. Marketing would need to emphasize playable legends and dream matchups, not the full roster. A top-heavy roster is key. People play the few names they recognize. Casuals appeal will rely heavy on presentation, commentary, and cinematic flair because mechanics alone won't hook someone who doesn't follow the sport. That's what I'm saying. The stuff that they're putting out is for casual fans, and some of it they're like, nah, this is missing. They notice that certain things is missing, but the hardcore fans, mechanics and death. Hardcore boxing fans care about simulation fidelity, tendencies, punch variety, stamina, footwork and angles, defensive behaviors. A game with 600 boxers becomes appealing because of the realistic differences, historical authenticity, and the ability to create classic fights. Features like career mode, trainer promoter systems, online matchmaking with realistic AI, and legacy tracking will be massive draws. For these fans, the number of boxes isn't overwhelming. It's a treasure trove of strategy and mechanism variety. See that shows that the hardcore fan base is more important actually than the casual fans. We stay around for all these different things if they were added. The casual fans, they moved on. Half of them moved on. Some of them still hanging on, hoping and stuff like that, but they don't care about this game. Even if it was fixed, trust me, after a while, they would have moved on anyway. Because casual fans not really that big on what's up on precisely. Let me see. If Undisputed had good mechanics, SCI would have had to lean so heavy into adding more and more boxes that doesn't make the game better for a lot of people. It doesn't. They keep adding people. I mean, they keep adding boxes and people accepting it. Brain ESBC back. You put the hashtag in here. Yeah, people they're not saying nothing. They just accept. They get super happy. As soon as they doing exactly. I know is this going to trigger people? They're doing. You see how the Fight Night Forever game is? People are excited about skins. Now, once Steel City do the same things, people gonna run back and say the same thing. Hey, yeah, they got such and such in the game. The game is fixed. They didn't do anything extra to the game. They didn't. They're not gonna do anything extra to the game. I'm like almost certain they moved on. Let me see. People are still looking forward to DLC. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. It's sickening. Yeah, it really is. Some people really only care about aesthetics and roster. Maybe Undisputed is a good name for them. Not me, though. Undisputed actually has 215 boxes right now. That I ain't even noticed that. And I still hear people say they only got 70 boxes. That shows that they're not paying attention to anything that's going on. But yeah, and that means, and they got more than that. They got way more boxes in that signed and stuff that they got to renegotiate with because they got mad because Steel City was waiting too long to put them out there. With EA, they would have boom, they'd have been dropping them boom, boom, boom every week or every other week. Steel City, they just like they don't know what they want to do. I bet you they still thinking, should we drop more DLC like heavy, how many we should drop and stuff like that. Because they got to keep fans interested while they're working on Undisputed too. Let me finish reading this. Longevity and community. Even as casual players are scarce, hardcore fans can sustain modern communities, tournaments, and online leagues. With 600 boxers and deep mechanics and community content, like creating fictional matchups or modern obscure boxers could prolong the game's relevance for years. If the game is sold as a historical and simulation focused experience, it would thrive amongst enthusiasts and even without mainstream boxing hype. See, that's exactly what I'm talking. See, they're like trying to exclude the hardcore fans. They're not like, hey, we got talking boxing talk. They're not talking like, hey, such a guts have his style, it's everything. Imagine if they fought. They're not talking like boxing fans. No matter, even though they say they are, they're not talking like they're boxing fans. Because even your moderators and community managers should be talking like boxing fans to the community. But they're talking business wise. They're not talking as boxing fans. Marketing considerations. Casual players may need hooks like Ali versus Tyson's. They might have to do it like EA did. They got to do the cinematic trailer for Ali versus Tyson or another major boxer. They got us for the casual player. They got simplified controls or arcade mode or have an arcade mode. They got the for a casual fan, they got to highlight the story of 20 to 30 boxes to make the game approachable. Basically, what I was saying. Now, a hardcore mode, for them to hook them in, hardcore fans in, over 600 boxes with unique tendencies, realistic physics, deep career systems, footwork, angles, gameplay that reward skill and strategy, historical recreations, realistic sell potential, high potential amongst niche enthusiasts, could sell well to hardcore fans globally if executed with deep mechanics and historical accuracy. Limited mainstream success. Casual gamers would need guidance or cinematic hooks to care about the enormous roster. Without it, sales would likely plateau. Essentially, it would be a cult hit with a passionate core, not a mainstream blockbuster, but a well designed simulation could turn hardcore fans into evangelistic, keep sales steady over years. Yeah, hardcore fans will keep a game going. They will keep a game going. And it's like Steel City is disrespecting the hardcore fan base. No matter what they say, it's like they intentionally disrespecting the hardcore fan base. But when your casual fan base move over to play these other games, you lost out on a fan base because hardcore fans move on to something else that's worthy of their attention. Let me see what y'all saying. Um, Mike Adams said, "I wish they put a ref in clinching. They really need to add those. They probably won't now, and will blame that on DC. Yeah, they're blaming everything on DC. That's why I be saying fans. What's up, Leafy? That's why I be saying fans be accepting what they be doing. They just keep taking out. They take out every little thing and blame it on DC. Everything. They take the with the material on the boxing trunks they were moving and stuff. They made it like stiffer, so it don't like cause desync according to them. But I think it's the way they coded the game. That's the problem. It has nothing to do with no desync. Undisputed could have been really interesting. This is what E-Boxing Champion saying. Undisputed could have been really interesting as the only game to do one thing that no other boxing game ever did before. Fighting in the clinch would have probably worked. Exactly. It would have worked, not could have. It would have worked. Pound for pound, welcome back, my guy. That's what E-Boxing Champion said. How's it going, E-Boxing? Another day, another dollar. Say, heck yeah. Yo, oh yeah, I want to say this. I apologize to Ori because I'm trying to keep the content creators, engaged. I want them to engage with us. I apologize to them if he felt I was attacking him. I wasn't attacking him, and I can't speak for what AJ Pack says, because he's his own character. I mean, his own person. So we both gonna have our own different way we see things, but we respectfully, I let him have his talk and I let people defend themselves unless they get too out of the way. You were doing a good job defending yourself, so yeah. I had nothing to do with the way that he was saying, what he was saying. Because he thought that all of us was attacking him. We weren't attacking him. They can't even put Andre Ward undisputed without clinching for Isaac. They can't put Bernard Hopkins in there. Yup, Jack Johnson did some clinching. There's a lot of boxers that did clinching. That's the craziest thing. Exactly. But if you let a casual fan dictate it, they'll say no, no. Even though Fight Night Champion has clinching in it. Fight Night Champion has clinching in it. But fans say some crazy stuff. Siri, man, y'all crazy, man. Why you bring that up? Leafy, why you bring that up, man? Talking about Siri, what time is it in the UK? Had me rolling last night. Ha ha, no, Paul. You were pretty peaceful. AJ was breaking it orange ball. Yeah, I think it's just that's what I think he was getting at him. But I was trying to keep the peace. My thing, because if y'all notice, I always want everybody to have their say in here, respectfully. I ain't gonna let nobody try to bully me in the chat or nothing like that. You might try to bully me in there, and I might just get rid of you. But other than that, it's not that me getting bullied because I'm scared of you or something like that or just words. But why should I have to look at you saying nonsense in the chat? You like destroying the whole energy in the room. in the chat. Let me see. Lawrence Oakley without clinching, it's unbelievable. More hugs, more than a wedding. Yeah. It's 9:06 in the UK right now. I know that much. Y'all shout out, man. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all ain't gonna let that go, is y'all? Even round four had a clinch and clinch defense. Exactly. That's why I be saying, because people like, I said this quite a few times. Steel City had games that did certain things that came before it. So there shouldn't be an excuse like we don't know how to do it and no game before us. Because they love to say games had problems before us. Yeah, they set the blueprint for you to make a great game. You said they failed, but their failure is supposed to be your success. That's how I always thought someone else's failure could be somebody else's success because you see what they went through after 10, 15, 20, or even 30 years. Games had referees in different aspects in a video game, but y'all like it's so hard to do. The thing is, and I'm gonna say it again, y'all don't have the right developers on your team. And a lot of your developers are lazy. They can hate me, unfriend me, or whatever they want. I don't care what they're gonna do. Hurt my feelings? No. Must be thinking they hurt my feelings. Something you just make me a little frustrated, but they don't hurt my feelings. Get your punk butt out of here. Fight Night Round 4 has much better vulnerability too. Yeah. My thing, who was that out there with that conversation I was having with yesterday? When I was trying to explain what vulnerability really is, I mean, from the aspect of a boxer, because a lot of people were saying that, like I was saying, there should be different levels of you getting hit, and each one of them, because you'd be like, "Dad, he hit me with a right hand." Because if you fight Mike, I mean, let's say you fought George Foreman, and he glazed you in a fight in a game. He glazed you with a punch. It wasn't a full-on punch, but it dazed you a little bit. That's vulnerability. You know you can't take another punch like that. It glazed you and it hurt, and it had your boxer wiggling a little bit. Stuff like that. If they had me in the studio, it'd be like I'd be a professor in the studio. It's things like that that makes vulnerability. Vulnerability means you don't really want to get hit with that same punch over again. You get hit to the body, you feel that you're vulnerable. Now you should be able to, you start putting your hands down because hey, it did something to my boxer. That's a vulnerability. I think 8 o'clock, I think, because he were debating about yeah, it was Clockwork. And I think that's what he probably thought I was trying to attack him and stuff. No, he got his own opinion, but I'm talking about what can be added in the game realistic. Because a lot of people keep saying, Paul, what you want can't be put in the game. It'll take too much time. No, it's not. Just because Steel City is taking forever to put things in, or they don't intentionally want to put things in, they got to make the illusion that it can't be done. And I could give y'all proof of it can be done. If a person wanted to kick his feet in the air like Emmanuel Augustus, it can be done. People be saying what can't be done in the game. A lot of people are like, well, it can't be done in a boxing game the way Emmanuel Augustus fight. Boom! Emmanuel Augustus is in the game. Somebody that fights like Emmanuel Augustus. Even though I rather that they did the procedural AI instead of using the motion caption by itself, he would have looked it more authentic. Even though for a person that don't have that visual eye, like artistic eye, they'll say there's different things that they could have did to make him a little more better than what he is. I know I'm nitpicking. Yeah, yeah, it was Oren. Thanks, I appreciate y'all. What happened with Clockwork Orange? I like his videos. He stick it to SI and deservedly so. No, it's just that he was saying certain things and everybody started getting on him. And I think AJ Pax got on him the hardest. I was leaning back. I ain't want to have nothing to do with it. Because my thing is, if you could get certain content creators, at least make one video letting Steel City know that there is a fan base that want a realistic boxing games, we all could constantly promote it. I would keep putting it on LinkedIn and everything, but it's like these content creators scared that Steel City. People don't realize they shouldn't be scared. Steel City should be scared. They're scared to not get approval. For Steel City to give them things, give them the first this or the first that. But once that wear off, your fan base gonna start shrinking, and fans gonna start looking at you like you really can help make a difference. But you chose the route of promoting a company that already has marketing and promotions done in it, and they try to make it seem like your voices doesn't mean anything, and y'all voices mean a lot. I wish I would have started making videos like when I was helping EA. I used to make them maybe once in a blue moon, or one of my friends would do a show and they invite me on it. And everybody kept saying, "Po, you should start right now. You should." I would have probably been I would have been a good YouTuber, even though to me, I don't have a personality to be a YouTuber. You gotta have a personality, and I can't like do over the top stuff. Maybe if I had my room set up like a gym and stuff like that, probably be a better situation. I forget to when I go to my son's house, I forget to get my gym bag. I want to show y'all my boxing jackets and my gloves and stuff like that. One of my boxing cups. I have a leather cup. Is has green suede on it, and that is a old cup. I probably could get a couple of thousand for it if I wanted to be that type of person, because it's the company name is Chevlin. It's like that cup itself is worth some money. But I was trying to give it to my son, but my son, he fell out of love with boxing early, because people keep saying that's what your father did. You shouldn't do it. And when you're working and trying to raise your son, that's crazy. People put certain things in their mind. He waited till he got, I think 19, 20. I said, man, you wait to get 20 years old and then tell me that you want to start boxing. I said, nah, man. I said, no, it made me upset, like I was going to waste my time. I think Princeton Nassim is coming soon. I think it's gonna be like they gotta have 3 hitters back to back to back, and they're gonna try to stretch it out. And this the funniest thing. Like if let's say they drop because Zab Judah's in the game, they drop a Zab Judah, Floyd Mayweather, they drop that as a package, or they do the Money Mayweather package. They drop that like next week, or they talk about it next week. And then you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna work 3 months. Everything gonna be 3 months drops or 2 months drop, and fans they're gonna be accepting that. And my thing is like, man, the community make it easy for them to keep doing the certain things that they do. Yeah, the community makes it easy for them to do certain things that they do. What's up, Solo? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you popping in. Yeah, we was talking about some different things. Oh yeah, let me see what else I was reading. All right. All right. Market size versus passion. Casual fans are a much bigger audience, even if hardcore fans are deeply they relatively few. They are relatively few. Game publishers often chase volume because a small passionate niche doesn't always cover development costs. Boxing is not a niche. It's like companies keep using that so they don't have to do more. Boxing is not a niche because it's a global sport. It's more people that. Let me see what this is. Now thing want to act up. Reject. All right. It's the man, the myth, the legend. DJ Pax, the troublemaker.
What's up, Paul?
What's up? They called you a troublemaker.
Yeah, I was reading the chat here.
Yeah.
But you know what? Seeing that they brought up the topic, on them, right? If we were talking
Yeah.
about flash KOs and it being random, a lot of people said he was saying that, but he didn't want to talk on it. He didn't have the time yesterday to come on live to speak on it, right? But here's the thing. In the
Yeah.
meantime, I went to a Clockwork Orin Combat's YouTube channel, and I clicked on videos, and you know when you click on the videos, then there's a internal search on the actual channel itself. So I did a quick
Yeah.
search, and I typed in random or something to do with random KOs or anything to do related to that. Nothing came up. He has never did a video on that topic before. So this is what I'm saying. People, they're saying it's random, and when the moment that they say it, I say, oh yeah, so like you mean like Mario Kart, right? It has some kind of, it's trying to balance out from first to second place. But the thing is, nobody wants to make the video content to prove it. It's all what's the word called again? It's that word, man. When it's like it's basically fiction, but there's a better word for the word fiction. It's
Oh,
like
that.
it's like a story of a story of a story told me this kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
What's that
I
called?
don't know the word.
Anecdotal. It's anecdotal
Oh,
evidence. If you want to know the scientific term for that, anecdotal evidence. Anecdotal evidence don't stand fucking it don't mean shit in the court of law. It's bullshit.
yeah, that's crazy.
But here's the thing. Besides Oren, there's nobody who wants to make a video on that topic. Either it's too
Yeah,
difficult to prove, or people are just get caught up in their feelings when they take a L.
yeah, yeah. Because I was trying to say why these content creators don't make videos speaking for the when what the fans keep saying. It's like they say stuff just enough to keep a fan base. They're not going against Still City.
E-boxing champions, Lamont Davis, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, all jokes aside, when Oren was saying that it was like, what is it, 3 o'clock in the morning, he's taking his break. Okay.
Yeah.
But I never, to me, I figure he'll come on the video or no video because he makes content already.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
What I do know is nobody could prove the flash KOs are random.
You said they random?
I don't think they're random because okay, there's a pattern to the flash KO, and one of the patterns is if you beat a guy's body down enough and you break and you reduce his long-term stamina. That's one way that triggers it because you have no
Yeah.
more stamina and you throw that punch and boom, you get catch after, right? But also to your health. I haven't seen too much of the health. I don't think the health bar gets too mashed up. It's the stamina bar gets mashed up the most.
Yo, Candyman. Yo, y'all. Will this not be an episode with us talking back and forth about this one topic?
Yeah, or that's what I'm saying. I only know what I know. That's what I'm saying. You know more about this flash KO and random number generator shit, man. That's what I'm saying. To come on and educate everybody about it. I can't educate people about it because I don't see it. But I know what Mario Kart is.
Yeah. He said, go check out my last two patch reviews. I mentioned it in both.
Oh, but yeah, but that's hidden. You have it. You have the information hidden. You need to make a video specifically pointing the finger that that flash KOs is random. It has to do with random number gen. It has to be entitled like a clip, or even clip your own video. Take your own video that you say it and clip it into something else. Because nobody. Because here's the thing: nobody. People are saying it, but no one's proving it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. 'Cause like I said, I can't really say too much, but I know what I see on screen when I see people play. You know, like you filling in the information for me because I don't think I think a boxing video game should function like realistic boxing. If your chin is not really there, it's you pull the lips be chipping away. That's why I hate that we got the bars and stuff like that. I don't think we should actually see that we're punching somebody in their health and stuff going on. It should be visual thing or internal thing that we can't see, but it is actually happening.
Well, I mean, you could see your own, but your opponent. Well, no, say it again.
You know, if you
Say it
see,
again.
yeah, like you don't really have to see yours or your opponent. It should just be y'all both boxing and fighting, and you like see little cues on the person, just like a
Right.
real
Okay.
boxing match.
So then so it comes down to just the fact that if we do it, the fact that we're seeing these bars for like health and stamina, whatever, right? The
Yeah,
reality then is that the player is going to be able to use it. They're going to be able to use it they're going to use it to spam, exploit, whatever kind of thing.
yeah. And if you can't do it, if you don't see no bar, you won't be doing that because you don't know where your health really is at. You don't really know if you're setting yourself up. Like you could be throwing a lot of punches and your arms are fatigued and weary and stuff, and your opponent he just waiting and sitting back for you to stop. Now you set yourself up to get hit because you can't really
So
block or do anything.
so I think one way in order to get that to happen is that okay, if you're going to remove the health bar and the stamina bar, you have to have.
Yeah,
It goes back to visual cues. Then you
yeah,
have to see the guy laboring, or you have to see that when he takes a shot, you could see it more, kind of thing, right? But
yeah. But everything is not gonna be like. Let's say a
haptic,
person not going.
the
Oh
haptic.
yeah,
We need to make use of the haptic, man. Either the haptic
yeah,
has to be a breathing functionality in the control, or it has to be used in order to get rid of those bars somehow. So that way
yeah,
you feel more immersed than visual cue watching it or watching a bar instead.
yeah. Makes sense. Let me see. That kind of gives some players an excuse to explain. I mean, to complain. Hold on, what do you mean? I feel like a lot of people say that about Fight Night too, but it seems like it's a subtle mechanic that you can actually learn or master at least in round four. Yeah, everything
Hey,
should be about you learning to do better at certain things. They do
hey,
with fighting
um,
games, while boxing is different. What'd you
hey,
say?
um, Flash KOs. Here's a good one. I could bet you nobody out there who's listening and spread the word that you can make a video in Undisputed, wherever however you want to make the video, and have a man just stand in the middle of the ring. His stamina's full, everything's full, his health bar is full, and it's impossible for the other guy to come up and hit him with a haymaker and knock him out cold. Because if it was possible, then that could probably prove your flash KO theory.
Yeah, that makes sense. That kind of
That's
makes
one way.
sense. It does.
But then also too, you still have to take in consideration if we were to really say, okay, the chin attribute and everything,
Yeah,
technically Like if
You
Mike
get,
Tyson was to
you
hit
get a,
you, he could
yeah,
finish if you don't protect yourself, right? But
yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how would you prove this random
Now,
generator thing.
that's a good way to prove it because you could pick different fighters and you just punch them in their face or whatever, and keep punching, see how long it takes for them to Then you gotta look and see which round or what is it doing. It shouldn't take if it was random, you would have been getting knocked out round one. Because the one punch should be the part of randomness. That's how I feel. I'm just speaking from boxing knowledge. I'm not speaking from the game knowledge. How a lot of people always try to correct me. I'm speaking from boxing knowledge. Now, if we're speaking realistic, you should be able to get if you're not protecting your chin and somebody's a puncher, it should put you to sleep or put you down or hurt you some type of way. Let me see. I bet you I'm East Boxing Championship. I bet you Beast could figure that out. What the player testers do. What do you think? Well, that Beast could figure something out. What you mean? What's the play testers do? Exactly. What do the play testers do? That's a good question. What are the play testers good for? Why do they actually have them there? They're a waste of everybody's time. It's like they just using them just to say because it makes it look like you got a team of players. I mean, team of people that's doing helping with your game being a better product. But in real life, it's not. Them play testers are just a waste of everybody's time, and I'm shocked that they still have them as play testers. People can get mad at me all they want. Like I said, do what you got to do.
The other way, going back to this whole flash kill and random RNG. But here's the thing. I don't even know if it'll be RNG at that point. So the other scenario is that you're beating up somebody. Let's just say you're throwing maybe 300 more punches, you're landed 300 more punches than that person. And then suddenly in the 7, 8 round, the guy hits you with a punch and you get knocked out. And in most cases, it's always a body shot. It's a liver shot or something, right? But that's
Yeah,
the other thing is that the make a video showing that case, then why is that happening? How is that possible? The other
yeah.
guy is beat into a pulp and he's able to land that one perfect shot and get the flash KO to the body all the time. But here's the thing now, as a player, I did that as well. I was getting beat up and then I said, okay, I only have one opportunity. I'm just gonna try to time that shot, and I got it. So, but that's me thinking to do it.
Yeah. Sounds like Wiscom said Beast probably could probably make a video testing the RNG flash theory.
Here's another funny thing to think about this RNG flash theory. So, what exactly is a random number generator?
I think it's kind of subjective, to be honest. Let me look.
What in computer terms, right? It's like it's a
Yeah,
function in the computer language, and when you activate it, you just you go and you trigger the random thing, and it'll spit out. You just to say you feel okay. I want from 0 to 100, and then it randomly generates every time you hit the button on it, right? Why would
yeah,
why would Steel City use a random number generator anyways in a boxing game? What purpose would that serve?
yeah.
Because
It doesn't really make
it, does,
sense.
it doesn't make any sense. Because if a guy throws a punch, why would that? Okay, if his right hand's rated 90 attribute, right? Where would the random number generator come into place now? In terms of like what is it? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
So,
I don't know. Like
well,
I'm
yeah,
just
man.
I'm just trying to figure out. I'm just trying to figure it out. Because if you have a chin attribute and you have a punch attribute, where does the random part come into play?
That to me that says a lot right there. Your chin attribute, your arms, your stamina, your fatigue, and everything. Where you've been getting hit at. All these should make mean something. When people can't detect a pattern, they assume there is no pattern. Doesn't mean it's true. That's true. That's true.
But e-boxing chat, you're saying that I can't detect the pattern, or you mean this in terms of like the flash KO being random?
Oh, I know that's what he's talking about.
No, I'm not sure.
Let me see. Ain't answer back. Yeah,
Like this whole random number generator too, it comes from these guys that play Dungeon and Dragon games. When you think about it,
that's what it sounded like when I first heard the word. I heard it a lot behind the scenes, but not people like really saying it. I'm
but
like,
that's what
yo,
it
that
is.
sounds.
It's that whole concept in Dungeon Dragon. You're rolling dices and shit, or in the, whatever's happening in the back, and maybe once in a while you might get random luck or something.
Oh, he's saying Orin. He said Orin may
Or okay,
be
so he's just
assuming
okay. So
RNG.
RNG says you can't detect the flash code. Okay. And I said even too at one point when I first started noticing it, I right away I saw this kind of reminds me of like Mario Kart or EA games where they always have they always have that last minute comeback scenario that's
Yeah,
programmed into the game.
yeah,
But even so,
that's
that's not random. Then that's the game is being designed that way because they're
yeah,
trying to they're trying to invoke your adrenaline and this is a more fun kind of thing, right? But you see that in
yeah.
all these sports games do it, but that's not random.
Uh, let me see. I don't know. Let me see what I'm doing.
Blaster X1, he's saying that the RNG claim doesn't make much sense unless they could somehow prove it, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. We got to show if some people don't believe us, we should be able to pull up information. Like I be saying when people saying I can't do something, and I know that I mean some certain things can't be done. I know people just want a challenge to make me be quiet, but when I show stuff, they're gonna say that I'm not talking about you, Orin, but I'm saying in general. People always they want me to show proof about everything. Everything. Even if I show the truth, the proof, a lot of people still gonna disagree with me.
So
Let
yo,
me see
so
what
or so
is essential Russian roulette. So you can throw the same punch over and over until you finally get the bullet is random. You
you know what's
cannot
another
repeat the same
you
thing.
know what's another way you could you know what's another way that you could say that. Basically, we're saying that undisputed they program the arms as slot machines. It's a slot machine mechanic that it's programmed that every that you're supposed to hit jackpot after what, I don't know. I'm making this number, but I know it's programmed. It's like after every 100,000 plays, it'll hit 777 every 100,000 chances, kind of stuff. I don't think I
Yeah,
don't think I really don't think Steel City was that idiotic enough to program it like a slot machine.
no, because a lot of people, if you listen to some people, they keep saying that they're losing their fights in the last round. So that's
Right.
not random. Random would be if you get knocked out the first punch or the last punch. That's random. But when you start taking out all these different equations and saying certain equations, and I'm not getting or I'm being truthful to what I'm saying, random is 1 to 100 or more. That's random. So if you get hit with one punch or 100 punches, that's random. Because if everybody keep getting knockouts in the last round, or say the seventh, the eighth, what it's 8 rounds, the sixth, seventh, or eighth round. If you keep getting hit, that's a pattern. That's not random no more. It's a pattern. That means they were hard coded for that to happen.
And
Random.
here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing too, and that's 7, 8 round. If let's just say you're more vulnerable to get flash KO, because now we're saying, okay, it's not random. It's somehow in those rounds, it's like something's happening. If I know I'm up on the cards by by the seventh, let's just say by the seventh round, if I know if I'm up by 2, 3 points, I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight aggressive. I'm gonna stand there and just block all your punches then, and just try to win it. And that makes sure I'm not gonna get catch by a lucky shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I say lucky, I don't mean random. I mean like I give them the opportunity to hit me with a wide open shot.
And you're not protecting that part of your
And
body.
yeah, I'm like at that point I'm shutting it down. I'm just protecting myself, and it doesn't
Yeah.
happen. I've never had it happen after.
Yeah, that's see a lot of things people got to take into consideration in it, but they're accepting one way because when we talk about random, we could look certain things up. Random, what does random mean? Because when you saying random, it's from one to or more, 1 to 100 or more. So it's not random. If everything's happening in the seventh and eighth round, because I keep hearing people say, I'm getting flash knocked out in the eighth round or the seventh round. And my first thing I always ask them, were you using defense? Because if you're using defense and you got hit, that's random too. That's also random because your defense didn't mean anything. That's random. You got knocked out because you got hit on the gloves. That's random. So we gotta have context about certain things. Everything gotta have a context so we can know what we really telling them that's wrong with the game. Honestly, extremely effective fights are vulnerable. No, honestly, extremely effective. Extremely active fighters are vulnerable to counterpunch in real life. Tank versus Santa Cruz is exactly, and I think we made that point yesterday. Pacquiao and Marquez. All these different fights where people they just boom got random and got hit because they wasn't protecting themselves. Random is when you cannot create the exact same experience and get the same result. Yeah, but when we say that people are keep losing fights in the sixth, seventh, or eighth round, the same pace, that means that's a pattern. I'm good with patterns. That's a pattern because it's crazy for people to keep losing in the sixth, seventh, and eighth round. What is random would be, hey, I got knocked out in the first round and within 2 minutes or something like that. That's random. And we're being honest with ourselves and with numbers and stuff. I have tested the Flash event for 100 of hours. I've been Flash KO with one punch probably 3 times out of nowhere with one punch and full health. The other times I have emptied my and got tank and going for a KO.
He got called a counter the other times then.
Oh, okay, okay. Oren, no, what happens is in those rounds the odds increase. It becomes that there are now 2 or 3 bullets in the gun, while playing Russian roulette. I
How
don't know, man.
we went from 1 to 3 bullets now, man? You know what this is sounding like? This is sounding like Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Every time they give you a little star, and and you start to bank those stars after.
Yeah, that's not random though. No matter how you try to
Yeah,
frame it, it's not. I'm being honest with you. It's not random. As you look up the word random or examples for randomness, it'll tell that's not random because something already exists. Random is something that don't exist. Like certain things exist. If a person keep doing the same thing and they get in the six, I'm gonna add on 5, 6, 7, and 8. If people keep in them and them numbers, it's constantly the same thing. But you ain't never getting knocked stopped or knocked out in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, or the fifth round. You know, that randomness means you're getting affected in any of those rounds, from my perspective. I do
yo,
think flash knockdowns are random, but I think flash knockouts are rare if you have good long term, short term stamina. But my thing is, I understand what y'all saying, but even a tired person has defense. My thing is their defense attached to people getting knocked out? What are they doing? Did
yo,
they get knocked out with a body shot, and they didn't have no defense for that?
yo,
What you were saying?
is there any fighting game out there that has a random knockout effect or a random knockout?
That's a good question.
Anything from even from Street Fighters to like if I think about wrestling games like Fire Pro, for example, they have knockouts, but the knockout
Yeah.
happens when you keep on beating the shit out of the guy.
Yeah.
You're beating him to the point you hit him with freaking 4 or 5 finishers, and the guy's and he's all tired. And he gets knocked out eventually because it's too much beatings. But I don't know. Maybe that's one example in terms of fighting. I don't know what else fighting games have these random knockouts.
Yeah. I don't remember any. Let me see. He says stamina needs a tweak. Mike Adams said that stamina needs a tweak on the game, in my opinion, and I think they should make flash knockouts a little bit regular. Might be the case, but like I keep saying, it's still because people certain things sound like people taking away from. Hey, if he got a good chin or bad chin. My thing is, suppose we had Holyfield in the game the way Holyfield, the original Holyfield, the young Holyfield. Do does that make sense to do certain things? What you saying?
Has anyone ever heard Ash or any like early development videos that they spoke about what did they use for the KO system? Like how did they take into account how a KO, how do you manufacture a KO?
Dad, I forgot about that. It was since it was made the way Ash was talking then it sound better.
Well, the most definite way is that if somebody catches you and your stamina bar is flashing, then you're gonna get hit with a flash KO. And not all the time too. But that's the one door. If you open that door, you'll get catch.
He said 617 said the old Akai 64 wrestling games had random kills. They were rare though. I
Yeah,
remember that.
yeah.
I remember
If you
that.
hit somebody with a like a finisher, then it might come out of nowhere.
Yeah. But we gotta think about where do we stand in the modern era? He said, oh clock I mean Oren said they said in the beginning there's not a vulnerability system. They did say that. They said they was gonna add it, but they never had a vulnerability system. Um, let me see a clockwork. This what Adam was saying. A clockwork, since your video on bobbleheading on Undisputed, I swear more bums are doing it now more than ever online. Yeah. See that's the thing right there. When y'all say bobbleheads, what do y'all mean by bobbleheading?
There are two ways you could do it, but it's the weave mechanic. They're moving left to right, left to right.
Mm,
Maybe sometimes they'll put up the guard and do it as well, and you're doing it quick, almost to create a shield effect.
mm.
But for
So
me,
it's
like,
not implemented realistic.
well, it's when you see guys fight, it looks funny, right? Because it's obviously they're trying something smart. You know what I mean? They're trying to.
Yeah,
They're not really playing they're not playing the game the way the game is supposed to be played, but what could possibly work. That's the thing, right? But the thing is,
yeah,
when I see them, it usually I don't know, like it doesn't work on me unless there's major desync. If I see somebody doing that, I already know. Okay, well, I could tag them to their body every time because they're stuck. They're stuck doing that. They're not moving
yeah.
anymore. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, because he said Adam said they should take a leaf out of Fight Night book, revamp the scoring system to award aggression more. I think it should always be the referees on the referees because you got some referees they're gonna see the aggression, the other person gonna look at technique and points scored. Because aggression and scoring points don't mean the same thing. So we gotta be careful what we say.
Mike Adams, so your undisputed doesn't have arm fatigue.
And suppose that I don't know. It looks crazy and
I
unrealistic.
know I know that if the way my guy fights in the first round, as the fight progresses, he doesn't fight the same way. He starts to slow down a bit. There's some kind of fatigue system.
But is it harder for you to throw punches? That's what body fatigue and the arm fatigue. They were saying that they had arm fatigue at some point. I heard people say they had it,
What
but
the
I
thing
don't
is
know.
this: the punches, as the fight progresses, your punches start to kind of slow down and they're not as accurate. But the thing is that the same thing as punch fatigue? That how is that the same thing with how they do it in Fight Night Champion?
Oren said, at Mike, yeah, bobbleheading is a big problem. Man, one of the main reasons I stopped playing. And for reference, bobbleheading is what the SGA League do.
They
That's
don't fight
funny.
clean. But the thing is, because we can't do manual block. This probably goes back to the manual blocking because you can't stand up and do manual blocking. The only way you could do it is to move side to side while you're blocking, so you can bring up your shield to cover the side of your head. That's the only way you could do it.
Yeah,
If we have manual blocking, you could actually stand. You don't have to lean left or right. You could just bring it up yourself.
yeah, that's true. But my thing with this with the manual blocking, I'm pro and manual blocking, but my thing is, are you for? I mean, is everybody gonna be forced to use a blocking style that's not realistic to a boxer?
Well, yeah, the way undisputed, it's gonna be generic.
Yeah. What y'all up there laughing about? The bobblehead conversation?
But yeah, but the Baba, that's how they're doing catch and shoot.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sound weird to say that that's how you catch and shoot stuff.
Because that's what I'm saying. Because you can't. Because the only way to bring up your shield to cover the side of your head, you have to. So basically, you're using the block button and you're leaning to eat whatever side you want to shield, and that shields the side of your head. So that's one of the reasons why they're trying to do it. So if you try to do like a quick you try to shield both sides real quick while the guy's punching, there's a chance maybe you might glitch the game.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, let me see.
But yo, what were you saying about the clinching?
I forgot we was talking about something about how they gotta bring somebody asked to bring clinching back. I think it was Adams said it.
But in the history of boxing games, has there ever been a clinching system where you actually see the guys tussling?
Yeah, Fight Night. I mean Knockout Kings. I think I could have sworn I saw it in Knockout Kings, and I
In
seen
knockout
another
games?
game.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go back and think because the clinching system we've seen for the last, I guess, what since Fight Night Champion, it's the one where it's, I guess, it's just you just grab onto the guy and that's it. And there's really no inside fighting, nothing. You don't really see their, like, it's just they're locked until somebody pushes off.
Mm. I'm trying to think, and I think I've seen more than one game with the clinching, like in the inside fighting and stuff. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. And round four, the clinch looks like a slow dance. Yeah, I remember that. Let me see.
Yeah, but or if I want to catch and shoot somebody throwing a hook, I could lean left or right to catch it. If I want to make sure I catch the hook,
No catch and shoot can be done just by blocking. I don't think Undisputed has arm fatigue, does it? That's what I was wondering. I thought somebody said it did because you can see four lead hooks to the head, same pace.
knockout. So I gotta go check out one of the knockout kings to see how that plays out again. Cause I don't, cause I can't remember it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, they're making up.
But let me ask you this: if you had the ability to have tussles so you're tussling in the clinch, do you see some kind of could there be a mini game out of that as well? Or
Oh,
something that's
yeah,
to your attributes.
yeah. I think the thing was almost like a mini game. I forget. I don't know if because I play a lot of wrestling games too, and I always be saying, well, this should be added in a boxing game. I might be conflicting stuff, but yeah, yeah, it could work.
So it would
I
kind
ain't,
of be doing
I
like
ain't
what do
gonna,
you call chain grappling.
yeah. Oh man, don't get me started on the catch and shoot. I had to change the way I play because of that crap they put in. But my thing is, as us as boxing fans, some of the stuff that really in boxing, we can't say, hey, we don't want that. No, you got to find a way to defeat that. Because a lot of people, they don't want certain styles. They don't want certain things that they see in boxing that they think shouldn't be a part of boxing. No, that's you. But you can't make people deny. I mean, you can't deny people of what boxing really is, even though you might agree with this or disagree with that. If you have a boxing game, you might be able to correct these things for yourself, but don't force certain things on people. That's not realistic. Like when I be saying things, I'm not trying to force y'all to do anything. My thing is, I'm telling you what's realistic to me, what is real. You know, like when people say, "Well, everybody got their own way of seeing things," but boxing is boxing, no matter how you see it. Now, when you say people, you know, when people say people see things differently, a casual fan and a hardcore fan gonna definitely see things differently. But the thing is that casual fan willing to learn. Nobody ain't gatekeeping on none of that. Are they willing to learn? Just like me, like I keep saying, I love Tekken, but I'm not like the major guys. Why would I even pretend like I'm like, hey, I know I'm a Tekken fan, and man, I be doing good. Nah. But when it come to a boxing game, y'all always try to dumb it down. If they use physics to govern getting tired, hold up. Leafy popped back in here. I think Fighting at Round 4 is still the greatest boxing game currently made. If they use physics, no, this is what East Boxing said. If they use physics to govern getting tied up, you could probably do clinching, fighting easy. Exactly. But when we seen the early version and the ESBC version, we saw inside fighting in the game. And it seemed like somebody said, hey, we can't get them this because they like literally stopped working on it. Like, hey, we're gonna show them what we can do, but we're not gonna do it. Why did they keep showing us all these things and they did not start working back on them? Because they was like, hey, we gotta get set for fighting. I mean, undisputed too.
You know, this thinking about that clinch and the whole idea that we haven't seen anything with a tussle yet. Somebody mentioned Knockout Kings probably had it, right?
Yeah,
But the thing is, at the same time, is the what do you, like if you were to think about how would you want that? How would you want it to? We're talking about the physics, I guess, right? So you have
yeah,
UFC 5 where you have that you have a grappling system, that style of grappling system, that style of touching. You know what I mean? Touching and interacting. Or would you rather have a interaction system more like a NBA 2K? So you know when two guys in NBA they touch, they're playing like you're trying to play D on somebody and you bump them, you bump them, you bump them, and you have that kind of contact.
yeah. I think the UFC version probably be or hybrid, both of them.
But you
But I
think that
think the
you think the way UFC does contact would be better for a boxing than how
not
the contact system
exactly,
works in it?
yeah, not exactly, but yeah. Boxing is way too far.
But because what I kind of envision with the clinching is their arms should be touching and bumping too. You could bump.
Yeah,
There's
because
this
you
kind of
can
like
actually put your
you
arms
can
out and stop somebody.
yeah, or if you're inside, you could kind of lean on somebody. You know what I mean? Like you that kind of physical contact. We haven't seen that in the game.
Hmm. I
So
seen that in the game, clinching
see that?
somebody. Yeah, make them tired because they struggling trying to break break the clinch. I seen it in I think in one of the fight night games, not the knockout games, the fight night. I think I seen it in there too. Clinching somebody and they losing their energy and stuff because they trying to fight to get a loose or something like that. Or y'all fighting in the inside. Let me see. Blocking is way too powerful in the game. My thing is,
Yes,
dad,
e-boxing champ.
I
I
don't.
agree with that.
What'd you say? You think
No,
it is?
no, e-boxing champ said that if it's physics based, you should have head clashes too. I agree with that. We've never
Yeah,
seen that in a boxing game ever. I can't remember anything to that level. But that's what I'm saying. The kind of contact. If we had UFC kind of contact, then I don't think they'll know how to. They won't know how to bump each other. They'll just be holding on. Okay, so yeah, you're right. It has to be some kind of hybrid. It
yeah.
has to be so. It has to be a hybrid of both, probably, for it to be to give it that feel.
Yeah, but this another thing that I'm trying to find out. When people say the blocking is way too powerful, I can't see the blocking being that powerful in the game because people complain about things that how are you getting flash knocked out and if you got powerful blocking. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not attacking anybody or anything. I don't know, but I'm just talking real world knowledge, real boxing knowledge.
Wait, who mentioned the powerful block? Orin?
Mike Adams said it, and then Oren built on it.
So
He
here's
was
the thing.
saying,
What's a definite? So we're just talking about powerful block. So what defines that then?
yeah, that's what I'm trying to find out. E-boxing champion said, yeah, in round 4 you can use the clinch. You can't punch in there. Yeah, I know that. But in the what's called you could in the behind the scenes version of round 4 you could punch in the clinch. Um, let me see. Yeah, but they never intended to release ESBC. Kind of obvious now. They wanted the bait and switch from jump. No, I think the bait and switch came when they hired Will Kinsler because that's some EA stuff. A good example when no, I can't use that for EA, but yeah, they hired. I mean, they got a lot of companies that they invested in, and then they shut them down. They baited fans of them franchises to come on board. Let me see. The inside fighting is what makes bloody knuckles street boxer and online 3D boxing game interesting. It makes sense exactly. That's exactly what we talking about when they say something can't be done. It's the developers. Inside fighting can be done. Let me see. Uno, what's funny mentioning Tekken, even they are smart enough to know a bulletproof block. See that? No, you just proved my point. You just proved my point, Oren. You said that's that Tekken mentality. Y'all bringing fighting game mentality. You said you literally just proved my point. You literally proved my point. What's funny mentioning Tekken, even they are smart enough to know that a bulletproof block doesn't work. That's why they gave you a grab button. But the bulletproof block, there are fighters in real life. If we just want regular fighters, or do we want boxers to represent themselves? Look at Winky Wright. Look at Pernell Whitaker. People will say, you know what people gonna say? Winky Wright shouldn't have his boxing style. He shouldn't have his defense. Pernell Whitaker, he's too elusive. He's blocking too much. He's deflecting. He's parrying. All these different things. It's boxing. You supposed to figure it out like you
Yo,
do in any other game.
what do you think the vision behind Tekken games are? The vision, like when they're thinking about fighting, what do you think their vision really is? Sorry, this different thing versus what a boxing game should be. Wouldn't they have two different visions in terms of how the fighting combat should be and their audience and what kind
Yeah,
of audience they're trying to satisfy?
yeah, 100%. Because that's why when people say certain things, you could tell their whole mentality is a 2D plane. Because that's what Tekken deals with. It's a side scroller, which you just add different things to it. They're not trying to be a realistic game, so it's kind of sad to compare them when you comparing a arcade game to a realistic game. Like if you
And
like literally comparing them.
and then Tekken, it wouldn't benefit a Tekken game to have a perfect what do you call it? I guess the super block because the whole idea is that they want you to do all these funny combinations. They want you to bounce the guy. he's in the air and you're kind of juggling him and doing all these kind of funny punches and kicks and maneuvers. You know what I mean? It's a
Yeah,
it's not a sport. It's a fantasy kind of fighting game.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, what's that? Consumer said, salute consumer for coming in. Make sure everybody hit that like button. Like, share, subscribe if you want to. I think it would be cool to have head clashes that would cause cuts and bleeding, which would cause a stoppage like in real life. Yeah, exactly. It should. My thing is, I just know the head clash is going to be a lot of on purpose. But if the game is realistic, all that trying to hit heads, head clash, you'll figure it out. Let me see. Leafy said, in the undisputed casual mode, the guy can auto block 5 punches consecutively without needing to move or do anything. Just hold right trigger and the casual mode block does the rest. All right. See, at least you explained it a little better. The auto block, that's the problem. But you cannot take away people like Winky Wright in the boxes that literally have defenses that you had to figure out. It's just like with a fighting game. I know I'm bringing it up, and I'm like kind of like saying what I said I shouldn't do, but in fighting games, they have things people learn to defeat certain styles and certain things. Like, hey, he blocks his head all the time. Let me hit him to the belly. Hey, he blocks his belly all the time. Let me hit him to the head. That's what reality is. 617 said, in real life, you can still get hit through a block. Yeah, 100%. I didn't say that. Especially if the game is physically based. That's another conversation I wanted to have. And I don't want to be your enemy, Claimer Uncut, because I did some research and Unreal Engine is the better game, the better system. It's far as like a lot of things, and what you was talking about with mocap, that's
Unreal
false
is the
too.
better marketing hype. That's what it is.
No, it has more. Has more that it can do than Unreal Engine. It really can. I got a blog up for that, but it really has things that Unity cannot do. That's why they're able to do what they want to do for as pricing and stuff. Let me see. A block where no punch gets through at all. That's not boxing. It is boxing 100%. Winky right. If you looking for that headshot and you're not working to make the person drop his hands, he should be able to last every round. If you're not doing anything to break that guard, hit him with a hook around the guard or stuff like that, it should be you can't get through it. We keep making up scenarios how we feel. I'm not saying how I feel. It's plenty of times I was in there when I first started boxing. I held my hands up to my face. The punches wasn't getting through. But being that the person knew what they were doing, they punch around my guard. How
Yo,
y'all keep saying what's boxing?
yo,
How
Poe.
y'all keep
Yo, Poe. Ord says Winky Wright has 6 losses, so I could pull up 6 occasions where his block didn't work.
he literally I've been telling him everything about it. Yeah, he has losses, but I was saying you can punch around it. Winky Wright is known for his guard being impenetrable. There's a lot of people you could say that had losses on their record, but that don't mean that hey his guard still doesn't work It didn't do anything. Look how many fights he did win with that strategy. It was 6 people that was smart enough to know, hey, I'm gonna beat his body down. Hey, I'm gonna punch around that. That's what I'm talking about. You had the other people that kept trying to punch through his guard. We keep making up scenarios. That's why we're never going to get the game we want. We're never going to get the game we want because everybody wants the game to be a fighting game, not a boxing game. I know, but when we have every boxer with the winky right, I agree with you right there. That's the part right there. But that's not what people saying. See, you making more logic out of it. So Oscar De La Hoya is a bum because he have them losses. All these guys that got losses, they're bums. Tyson had a great defense. That's why he went so far. But Tyson got 5-6 losses.
But you know what, man? If Oren's making the argument that Wright has 6 losses, therefore his block didn't work, well then what happens when you guys get Mayweather in the game? He has 0 losses. That means he should have a perfect block.
Exactly. Anybody that don't have a loss on their record, hey, we get Andre Ward. Do he supposed to have impenetrable defense? No. I'm not. Hey, we talking boxing then.
Yo, Pro 617, you can't punch around the block. If we have manual blocking, then you're responsible for actually trying to block the hook. But they I don't know, they dumbed the game down.
See that you made my point. You know what I'm saying about Undisputed. You can't. It say you cannot punch. Well, you saying you cannot punch around, and that's I figured that much. But my thing is, everybody want a certain kind of knockout. The more I read what people are saying, and I'm trying to understand. I was, maybe I didn't understand. They want that headshot knockout. They don't care about the body shot. Or what you saying?
Oh, yo, watch this. Oh, shoots. Never mind.
Yeah, they don't want them other kind of knockouts. They just want their bodies knocked.
I now remember now. Oren, if you're talking so much about the bulletproof block being an issue, why are you not advocating for manual blocking in the game? That the fact that everyone stopped advocating for manual blocking. It's in the damn game, and we can only use it in offline mode. If we have manual blocking, then that means it's up to the player's skill level now to see what kind of defense he has. Simple solutions right in the game already. But no one's talking about it.
Yeah. Let me see. Aaron said, you can't punch around the guard on this game, bro. What are you talking about? I was actually, can you punch around? I said, that would make sense. That's not what people are asking for. They're asking for the wrong thing. So you kind of proved my point about what people are asking for. They're asking for the guard to break instead of you punching around the guard. I think the argument should be we should be able to punch around the guard. That's just me talking as a boxer. I know it sounds like I'm gatekeeping or trying to flex. I'm not. I'm really not. Anybody know me that I don't flex that I box at all.
But my God, I don't think these things would be an issue with manual blocking. The fact is that we're using auto blocking and these things not really an issue. The blocking works right now. So it just to put the onus on the player now that he has to control all aspects of it. I don't think that's not gonna do something decent.
Yeah. Mike Adams says everyone waits to throw second on undisputed. It's a mechanic that being abused over and over. It has added to the negative backpedaling meta we have. That plus the Captain America shield block. Leafy said, now it's a mode meant for the casual. No, I know it's a mode meant for the casual, but it needs to not be so easy to block every punch by closing your eyes and holding RT, even if you try to dig to the body or mix.
Yo, Clockwork, you were saying that Mayweather doesn't use a high guard. He uses a Philly shell, and he doesn't just stand there allowing you to punch at him. He punch slips, roll, and parries. That thing you said about the guard, that's
Who
not
said
true,
that?
man. Go look at his fights.
Who said that?
He uses just now. He just wrote that. I look what Oren wrote. If you watch a Mayweather fight, he uses multiple. He uses guards depending on the situation. He doesn't just the
Yeah,
whole fight. He's
he
using
did
Philly
use
guard.
high guard.
I've seen him use high guard many times. It depends on what he wants to do.
Yeah, yeah. Mayweather used different guards. I don't know where you get that from.
What's a good fight I saw recently?
Dad, I think he used different guards in the Zab Judah fight.
I didn't want to watch that. Zabdu's fight is long, man.
Yeah, I
Those, but
see people just spamming block, high, low pumping, and online. Oh wow, I didn't think about the desync will probably double with manual blocking. No, when I said that the block is too powerful, I meant it's because you can't punch around the guard. Okay, thanks for the clarity. Appreciate you. Hooker Cup, what's up? How's it going? Let me see. 617 said no. Okay, I read that. Oh wait. E Boxing Champion said a clockworth. Oren Mayweather used a high guard and a Philly shell. He uses everything but a cross. Yeah, he used everything but the cross. And I actually think I saw him use the cross one time. Mayweather does use the high guard. He walked Judah
but,
down with it. Yeah, I thought so.
but yo,
Mayweather even used, go ahead.
that's one good thing about Claymore Uncut, man. What he's doing, I think he's gonna be maybe I don't know. I want to see the first boxing where you allowed to use different guards.
Yeah,
I can't think of another game where you could change it up.
no. Mayweather even used a long guard at times. He completely fluid in there. Yeah, facts. Yeah, that's weird to say. Mayweather used high guard and Philly shell dependent on the situation. Yeah. Bro, I can literally screenshot a comment from you, especially where I say we need manual blocking and you agree. Manual. Mayweather and Crawford both use multiple guards. What's happening, King Cam 24? Hit that like button, guys. Y'all piling up here. I appreciate y'all. He used high guard in mostly fight too, exactly. And against Canelo, in fact, he used the shell later in the fight most of the time. Yeah, facts. Cooling with my brother. I hope you enjoy your birthday. Yeah, I did. I did. I did and I did. My dog on stove act up and I was trying to cook me some bean pies. I threw my bean pie in a I got a stove top. It's called a stove top. What's that? It's like a stove top grill that has the lid over top. I was trying to cook it like that. Man, I was mad. Mayweather been doing this a while. I checked out your older round four videos. Let me see. You should be able to split guard and punch around the guard. Yeah, but not. It depends on like. See now we talking boxing now. That's what I'm talking about. Every boxer, you're not gonna just split his guard. It's going to be dependent on you. Do you got a powerful jab? Is your jab you gonna keep poking at it and stuff like that? Or your first jab with Larry Holmes, he should be able to split your guard. You know, that's see we keep leaving out that boxers don't have their tendencies or capabilities. Do attributes and traits actually work in the game? We're not speaking that. That's why we gotta all come on the right page so we could, be on the right page so we could like say what really needs to be done in this game. A lot of people saying everything's surface level. No, we gotta be a little deeper. That's where I'm taking it. Let me see. Hooker cut. E-Boxer said Hooker cut. Been doing this a while. I checked out your older round four videos. And Leafy said facts. Orin, right now, Undisputed doesn't allow you to do that online. Best thing they should do is either tone down the auto block and casual and give us full manual blocking online. Hooker
Yo,
Cup
Paul.
said, go ahead.
Oh no, my bad. Go on.
Esports Boxing said, Hooker Cup said East Boxing Champion. Yes, sir. That's how I know of Poe. He used to be at the EA Farms doing the same thing he's doing now over 15 years ago. Yep. I was a community manager and the senior moderator, trying to be a community manager. But Poe was too passionate. What's up, Kanisi? I ain't see you yesterday, or did I? Appreciate you coming through, man. Hit that like button, please. Hold on, let me make a quick public announcement. I know there are developers and people in the game industry and even people that just ghost watching. Just hit the like button. It's okay to hit the like button. Share the video. It's okay. Please. Thank you. All right. That's my birthday gift. That's y'all giving me something. Hey, give me that. All right. King Cam said, "What's up, Poe? Happy New Year to you, AJ and everyone in the chat. Salute."
What's up, Cam?
Let me
Yo,
see. Yeah, boxing champion splitting guards been done before in round four. Yeah, I think a couple of games I've seen that, but it depends on the boxer and where you at far as your blocking.
yo. So let me ask you this: how do you define splitting the guard?
When you're able to punch through, like you got the high guard and you're able to punch right through that guard.
With a straight or uppercut, or does it matter?
Straight off right hand. Most of the time, people do it with the jab. See, I didn't know. A lot of people, they're not. That's another thing. A lot of people ain't really jabbing in the game. They're not throwing jabs like that. It's gonna probably be like out of 25, it's gonna be 5 of them that's like just throwing for the throwing jabs and stuff. They might actually spam it. But then you're gonna have the others that just throwing, they're going for the knockout. They just want a full blast. They don't want no technique to it. Hey, let's just fight. And that's crazy. And see, I did. Go ahead.
Going back to this whole bulletproof block, is it and versus splitting the guard? So we don't have the ability to split the guard in the game.
Not that I know of. Somebody playing the game, you could chime in. but I don't think so. Going by what people saying, they're saying that the bulletproof guard, so that means it's not going through the guard. And see, I didn't know how to represent boxing guards in Undisputed. Then the casual base told on manual blocking is too much. Yup, Blaster said that. Mike Adams said SCI will never put in manual blocking. They want it casual as possible. They're not going to survive. It's like casual fans are becoming hardcore fans at this rate. I'm going by experience. Yeah, fans gonna mess around with it, just like with 2K. They mess around with it, but they become basketball fans. Let me see. E-Boxing Champion said in round 4, you can do it with certain punches against certain guards, depending on stamina, block, punch, accuracy, power, and punch selection. I don't know about Undisputed. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying with round 4. I knew that was one of the games that, you actually could break through the guard like with certain people. And my thing is like people like Tommy Hearns that's known for it. Um George Foreman might because Foreman he punch around your guard and clunk you on your head. So I don't know.
But that's not the same thing. We're talking about splitting the guard.
Yeah. Yeah, Foreman he could split the guard too. But I'm not known from the he hit you, you drop your guard because it's like he punched you so hard through your at your guard that he make you punch yourself and you drop your hands.
So let me ask you this: when he knocked out Moore, did he split the guard, or that was more that he pulled the guard down? He caught him, he pulled it down, and then he hit him with a shot after.
I think he
I
pulled it.
guess a
I
parry then.
can't remember.
He actually parried him then.
Yeah, I can't remember that. Yeah, but it's a lot of stuff people trying to make boxing what they think it should be. No, let boxing be boxing. You just learn it, just like you doing with Tekken and Street Fighter and all that. People learn the combinations. They learn the game. It should be the same thing with boxing. They always try to water boxing down for what it really is. Yeah. I think we did 2 hours today. I think I'm about to stop the show.
Uh,
Yeah. You got anything you want to leave with, AJ?
no, I'm good. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna test out to see if I can split the guard, and then I'll report
Yeah.
back.
All right. That's good. Y'all do the same thing. Do y'all research on what we're talking about, so we can come back. So we got notes.
Wait, so
Esports
e-boxing
box.
champ. So here's the thing now. So going back to when we were saying we were defining what was spin the well, we were saying what kind of punches could split the guard. So I think Paul, you said jabs, straights, uppercuts, but we never
Yeah,
mentioned anything about like pulling the guy's gloves down or anything, right?
yeah, manipulating the guard. I like to try manual blocking on Undisputed online. When are we going to see the 12-hour show, Paul? Man, why you gotta bring that up, Leafy? No, I'm trying to set up a lineup. I'm trying to set up a lineup of people that I know they probably could speak like, speak for a long term, probably give me like an hour show at least. Each person an hour or two show. I do it like that. 5, 6 people, it doesn't matter. If I could get 7 people, that'd be even better. But I get them on the show and we talk about certain subjects. Oh, what's gonna say? Oren said I already made a video on this. Go watch. I wouldn't call pulling the guard down splitting. That's something else. Yeah, yeah.
But
Um,
that's what he did. That's what he did to. I think that's what he did to Moore.
Yeah, I
Or I
know
think,
you are.
or after one more through the jab, he rested his arm. He rested his hand on his arm, and then he threw the counter shot after.
See, that's what we need in there too, manipulating the guard and stuff. You were able to do that. Because even in EA, they had it so you could put your arm out like you like reaching and you can manipulate stuff. I forget which games exactly it was in, but I remember.
Truth
I'm
bound.
eagerly waiting. Yeah, that. All right, we're about this the end of the show. See y'all. That now I'm up here like thinking like, should I still just do a show every day? But I probably just do it like our old schedule: Sunday, Wednesday, and maybe Fridays. I guess every other day. I'll figure it out. We'll see. I feel like Foreman, boxing champion said. I feel like Foreman actually landed the right hand so quick behind the jab, Moore couldn't reset. All right, man. We're ending the show. Thank you. I appreciate it. I know boxing champions could go forever. All right, salute y'all. To the next show. Peace.